everybody. Welcome to day 2 of vocabulary. And remember, you're learning 8 new words, and you can use them in a sentence. You can read them. And when you encounter them, when somebody's talking about them, you now know what they mean. That's your goal. All right. So remember, our first word is culture. And that's that pattern of behavior that is shared by a group of people. It's the religion, the belief in God, it's the music, it's the art, it's the language, it's the food they eat. And that is what culture is. It says, my culture is different than Chewy's culture. Chewy is my husband, and my culture is America. I grew up in America. I grew up with the foods in the South, and Chewy grew up in Mexico. And so he didn't come here until he was 11 years old, and his culture is very different. He listens to a different style of music. He has a different religion, a belief in God than I do. He has a different way of speaking. He speaks Spanish and then he speaks English. And so our culture is very, very different. Our next sentence, we attended a cultural event at school, which means they picked a culture like Mexican or Asian or German or Russian, and they did a whole event around that type of group of people and how they live and what they eat and how they speak and everything like that. The books, the music, all right? Our school has a warm and welcoming culture. So our school has the same ideas on how we treat you. And that develops a culture, a pattern of behavior that causes us to act a certain way when we're here. All right? Our next word is community, and that is a group of people living and working in one area, remember? And our first sentence is, my community is small. So maybe you live in a little area that is not very large, and everybody works and plays and goes to school and goes to churches and stuff in that one area and parks. Our next sentence, there are many different communities all over our country. And that is true. Every time you go into a new city or a new town, you are entering into a new community. And they can be alike in a lot of ways, and they can be different in a lot of ways. And our last sentence is, communities have homes, businesses, schools, churches, and playground. I need to add an S there, and I will. Playgrounds and playgrounds, all right? So that's what makes up your community. The homes in an area, the businesses, the schools, the churches, and the playgrounds. And then from there, you drive out of that community and you go into a new one that'll have its own set of stores and everything in it. All right. Our next word is language, and it is the spoken or the hand, like sign language, or the written words used by a group of people. There are about 6,500 languages spoken in the world. So did you hear that? There's over 6,000 different kinds of languages that people speak every day in their communities. Chewy speaks 2 languages fluently and reads them. He speaks English and he speaks Spanish, and I should really put 3 because he also speaks French. I had a friend who could speak 7 languages, all right? 7 languages. And I believe that Lucia speaks Croatian, and she speaks 2 languages. And I'm sure we have a lot of kids that will speak like English and Spanish, or English and Croatian, or English and Russian, or English and German. There are a lot of people that speak 2 languages, all right? Transportation, how someone or something moves from one place to another. And there's Grogu. Oh my goodness, isn't he cute? Grogu is using his pod for transportation across the desert. Did you know horses are a type of transportation? We use ferries for transportation in Bremerton. So it's how someone or something moves from one place to another place. Oh my gosh, I just want to squeeze him. Our next word is subjects, and those are topics of study in school or in life. So math, reading, writing, science, grammar, phonics, PE, music, those are your subjects. My favorite subject in school is math. What is your favorite subject in school? And see, here's our question word and there's our question mark. Reading, math, and science are some of the subjects taught in school. And those are some of the favorites right there, reading, math, and science. People usually love science. All right, our next word is special. And remember, that's unique and different from others. Some kids wear special clothes to school, such as uniforms. I received a special letter in the mail from Santa Claus. Ooh, how cool. My mom likes to make me a special dinner on my birthday. I may have spelled Claus wrong. There may be an E there, but I think that there's not. My mom likes to make me a special dinner on my birthday. I bet a lot of you have moms or dads or grandmas or grandpas that love to make you a special dinner on your birthday. And if you see SpongeBob and Patrick, they're saying, we're special, which means unique and different from others. Wear, wearing, and wore. That is an irregular verb because the past tense does not have ed. Wear, wearing, wore. To put something on your body. She wears very nice clothes to school every day. I like to wear sweet smelling perfume on my wrists. Did the little girl wear her rain boots to school today? And if you notice, the little person's going, I have nothing to wear. That's me. I have about 200 shirts and I'm always going, I don't have a shirt to wear today. And lessons. And remember that subjects are your umbrella. They're your broad thing that you're studying. And the lessons are the little things to be learned or taught within them. We had a lesson on mixing liquids in science today. The teacher planned her lesson on continents last night. I didn't understand the math lesson today. So the lessons are like this week, I think you're in the 50, I think today was lesson 57 in math. And no, today is 58 in math. And so every day you have a different lesson. Every day in writing, you have a little bit different lesson. Every day in reading, you have a little bit different lesson. But then you're learning how to read. You're learning how to do math. You're learning how to do science. So those are your words and sentences today. Now, Mr. Young will pick it up tomorrow and continue on with vocabulary. I hope you're maybe playing some games, like I say, every day. And thanks for listening to me.